Abuse is not free speech. Sexual abuse is not free speech, and that should be clear. It's disheartening to see that because of some very laborious restrictions on speech that the UK has passed or attempted to pass in the past, that this issue that is very serious was framed and able to be framed as a censorship issue when it's absolutely not.
US writer Ashley St. Clair has told Newsnight that sexualised images of women generated by the ex-AI tool Grok is not an issue of free speech. The commentator is the mother of one of Elon Musk's children. She says Grok has created sexualised photos of her.
Anything you can imagine, just from simply undressing me and putting me in a bikini to more explicit images where they ask to turn me around and bend me over, where there's really nothing, hardly anything except floss covering me in white sticky donut glaze, which I'm sure you can imagine what that means, and a slew of other provocative, egregious and violating photos and images that were produced and then distributed by Grok after user prompts.
What kind of impact does it have on you when you look at these images, which are you but are not you?
It's incredibly violating, and it's also how realistic it is, because these look very real, these images, and they also have real parts of my real life, like my real son's backpack in the background that was kept in these photos as they were altered. So I'm seeing myself bent over and undressed and rubbing and touching myself next to my toddler's backpack.
Have other women been in touch with you who've experienced similar?
Dozens.
Right.
They're horrified, they are appalled, and I've seen at this point hundreds of images of women and children being undressed, having bruises added to them, having bondage, BDSM things added to them, having them bent over and just violated. And these women feel incredibly hopeless. And at this point, the question that needs to be answered is how many of these images were produced of women and children before action was taken.
So Elon Musk has said today, I'm not aware of any naked underage images generated by Grok. Literally zero. Grok doesn't spontaneously generate images. It does so only according to user requests. When asked to generate images, it will refuse to produce anything illegal. There may be times when the hacking of Grok prompts does something unexpected. If that happens, we fix the bug immediately. What do you make of that statement today?
He is saying there's no technically nude photos, but what I saw and what Grok posted and distributed, he can say it was because of user prompts, but this was publicly distributed and posted by Grok. The Grok account itself was a girl who looked about 4 years old, and she was not naked. He's correct, but she was in an innocent dress, and a user asked to put her in a bluey bikini, which is a children's show, and Grok obliged. And then another user asked to cover her in white sticky donut glaze, and Grok obliged. And when I censored these images myself and blurred them the best I could and posted them so that people could see what was actually going on, my account was locked until I removed those photos.
Right. So you were sanctioned, but not the...
Oh, I've been demonetized. They took my check mark away. I cannot even buy the premium subscription service. I've been banned entirely from purchasing that service.
Here today, the UK Prime Minister has said that he's been told that Elon Musk is, quote, acting to ensure full compliance with UK law. The UK has brought forward a law to this week to make it illegal to create non-consensual intimate images. Do you want to see something like that in the US?
Yes, and we already have the Take It Down Act and that was passed here. And recently AOC is working on the Defiance Act, which would give us some recourse there for AI deepfakes, sexual abuse material. But what's important to realize, I also want to commend the UK, because I've been very critical of previous efforts by the UK, especially as it in regards to speech and big tech. But on this issue, it is so universally egregious. And I want to thank you guys for pushing this issue so hard.
It's interesting that you say that, because a number of people in the United States, including Elon Musk, including JD Vance, have talked about the fact that they believe in the UK there is suppression of free speech. But you're saying you welcome the kind of measures that have been brought in this week here.
Abuse is not free speech. Sexual abuse is not free speech, and that should be clear. It's disheartening to see that because of some very laborious restrictions on speech that the UK has passed or attempted to pass in the past, that this issue that is very serious was framed and able to be framed as a censorship issue when it's absolutely not.
Ashley St Clair, thank you very much for talking to our audience here on Newsnight. We really appreciate your time.